Hello and welcome back for week 16 of the Stitch Party Stitch Along. I'm Jewel with Friday Night Needlepoint, and if you're new here, we're learning one new decorative needlepoint stitch a week for 24 weeks. And don't worry, you're not late to the party. You can join at any time. You can get the free digital chart on my website to stitch along. I don't have any blank canvas or painted canvases right now with a canvas shortage, but if you're watching from the future, happy to have you join us as well. If you are stitching in real time, you are eligible for the monthly giveaway. All you have to do is post your progress photo or video and tag me in it so I see it. Does not have to be the current week. You could have just started. That's totally fine. And the giveaway for May is this amazing stitch book, A Stitch at a Time. And it's great. It has even stitch examples to show you the different stitches. So anyways, let's go pick our stitch. Ba-ba-ba-ba. All right, I feel like we're getting down to the wire on how many stitches are left. All right, we have this week is Palace. That's a fun one. And let's see what color we have. Okay. They're all kind of like together. All right, we're gonna do the light pink because they were all kind of mingled up. Anyways, I'll turn you around and show you how to do the stitch. Thank you, and let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. And don't forget to join us this Wednesday for a virtual stitch meetup over Zoom. Sign up for my emails to get the link. All right, so we're gonna start in the top left corner, but we're gonna go 5 holes down from the top, and we're gonna do a 2 vertical stitch, so 2 stitch length, and then we're gonna do a 4 stitch length centered on that 2 stitch length, and then you're gonna do a 6 vertical stitch length. So you're basically just increasing your stitches, and then now you're gonna go back down to 4 vertical and then 2 vertical, and that is your basic pavilion diamond block. Then we are going to rotate the pavilion diamond 90 degrees, and now we're going to go across on our stitches. So you can count 3 holes over from that 4 vertical, that last 4 vertical, and then now we're going to do a 2 across stitch, and then same idea, we're going to do 4 across, keeping centered on that 2 stitch. And then we're going to do our 6 across. So the 6 across, you're going to have to come up underneath your 2 vertical. And the way I do is I just kind of move the thread over so it's a little bit neater and I'm not catching thread, just to keep those lines the same. Now you're going to go back to doing your vertical pavilions, and you're just going to do your 2 stitch vertical across the 6 across one that you did horizontally, and then you just keep doing your pavilion diamonds. You're doing your vertical and your horizontal. Then once you're done with that, now the next row is going to be your diagonal accent stitches. So you're going to do 2 across on the diagonal, and this first row is a little funky because of compensation, but basically look at the stitch diagram so you know where you're going to end your stitches, but you do a 2 across, 3 across, and back to 2 across. And your last 2 across should end in the same hole of where your 2 across on your pavilion diamond ended. So then looking at your offsets, you start your next diagonal stitches 1 hole below where that 2 across started. Then you do your 3 across and then your 2 across. So you're kind of doing a little bit of a Scotch stitch variation on these accent stitches. And like with all of our accent stitches, you can use the same color. You could do metallics, you could do a contrasting color. I think this opens up some area for a little bit of creativity. So now I'm just doing some compensation stitches on the top, and then we're going to start another row on the bottom. So I'm just filling in those accent stitches and some of the remnant stitches of the pavilion diamonds. All right, so then after we're done with our diagonal stitches, we're gonna go and do our next row of pavilion diamonds. And again, these are going to be rotated from the row that's on top of them. So if you had a vertical pavilion, you are now going to do a horizontal pavilion. And your 2 across will go over your 6 vertical stitch at the bottom. And then you just keep doing that, repeating it. And I think it makes some really fun lines. And it could be a subtle background or it could be a loud background based on your accent stitches and how you choose to do it. Here's our stitch square and then the state of the board in the sunlight looking lovely as always. And here's the stitch diagram. Happy stitching!